Good morning, everybody. This is Eureka John with Eureka Street Crypto Hub, broadcasting live on Theta TV from Leander, Texas. And it is 8:30 in the morning, so it's kind of late this morning. I normally wake up at the butt crack of dawn, just because that's how I do things, but I don't expect that of everybody else. And today I have a special guest online. It is Crypto Foo from Crypto Twitter. And the cool thing about Crypto Twitter is you get to meet lots of people with some really cool ideas and some cool tweets and stuff like that. And he DM'd me about Link Pool, and it's one of those episodes, and I was just like, oh man, yeah. And I was telling him about it, and then he was telling me some of the tokens he's into, and I was like, this man has some distinguished taste. I see you are also a cultured person. So that's kind of, I started following a lot of stuff that he puts out, and he's got some really good ideas in the crypto Twitter space, and I definitely want to follow some of the projects that he follows too. Because that's what it's all about. We're all learning together. We're all in this together, not in the creepy, weird way that the TV tells us now, but we are all in this crypto space together, and we're learning, and that's what this show's about. It's tracking my progress and learning about crypto. So I decided to ask the Crypto Foo if he wants to jump on, and he graciously accepted, and I appreciate that. And he's going to teach me today about 3 token projects that are all kind of correlated around the Polygon Matic second layer chain, which is really cool. And it's Aavegotchi is the main one. And I thought Aavegotchi was just some little NFT game. And then I started digging into it, and I'm like, holy crap, this is NFT fun and games mixed with finance. It makes savings in a way really fun and gamified, and it's a beautiful marriage between the two, and it just blew my mind. And I went down a rabbit hole last night on NFT games and DeFi, and then down on different ERC20 tokens and all that type of stuff, the ERC998 option, and it's just so much stuff, dude, and I'll let him tell you about it, but it's just insane. Anyway, we made a POAP for today's show, so if you're watching, be sure to DM one of us, either Crypto Foo or me on Twitter. We both hold these POAPs right here. It's a beautiful POAP. Crypto Foo designed it. It looks like ladies' night on 36th. $2 you call us, $3 wells all night long at Chuggin' Monkey. That's basically what this POAP reminds me of, but it's pretty rad. So yeah, hit one of us up, and we'll give you a link to the POAP. So anyway, I'll let you take the screen. Crypto Foo, thanks for jumping on.
All right, thanks, John.
Yeah.
Let me share my screen.
While you get your screen set up.
Yeah, so we're seeing a lot of green today again. It's been pretty nice. These last 2 months have been so bad, man.
Yeah.
It's sucked.
That's why I say, I'm in it for the tech. Like, literally, Web 3.0 is a game changer. It's a paradigm shift.
I was around from 2018, 2019 during that bear market. So if I can make it through that, I can make it through this. It's the time to learn, when it's not just like people talking about prices and stuff like that. It's when you find the best projects.
Yeah. And it's like everybody went to Bitcoin Miami conference and everything was blowing and going. And then they come home from Miami and it goes to the tank and everybody's hungover. And that's what the time when the developers have their heads down working on projects and we can see results.
So what got me interested into Aavegotchi was when I first heard about Axie Infinity, and it had been pumping. I mean, I think it was around like from $5 to $10, and I kind of got interested in this whole gamified NFT thing. And I mean, the Axie pump was crazy because we would get like a little dip and then it would just pump more, and we'd get a dip and just pump more, and everybody was trying to short this thing. And it got me really interested in that. And so I tried to find some more projects that maybe people didn't hear about yet that were kind of in this sort of realm where you play to earn, or where it's like a gamified NFT. And so I found Ghost, well, it's not Ghost.
I did the same thing yesterday. I was like, Crypto Blades, what the hell?
Crypto Blades looks pretty interesting too. I haven't looked into that. So I found this project about a month ago. So I'm not a complete expert. I'm just showing you what I know, just like how you do. Uh, the project price-wise has been doing pretty good. When I first found it, I think a month ago, it was around 116, $1. And I kind of just aped into this thing, not knowing exactly what it was or what it does, like how it works. And luckily, it's been doing really good. Some of the projects like Dino Swap that I'm going to talk about later, I think helped it a lot. They brought a lot of liquidity onto this project and a lot of new users. Um, so yeah, so Aavegotchi is kind of split into two things. It's a game and it's also a token. And you don't have to own an Aavegotchi to kind of uh, get the benefits of the DeFi or like to stake Ghost. You don't need to own an Aavegotchi. So like, because an Aavegotchi is kind of expensive right now. If you want to buy one, you go to Play and then Gotchi Bazaar. This is kind of like the eBay in the game where you can buy and sell from other players.
It reminds me of Zelda.
Yeah, it's really retro. I don't know if you ever had a Tamagotchi.
No, but I was listening to some
It,
podcasts
it's
about
a
yeah.
kind of
Sounds
a
similar.
90s kid thing.
Yeah, yeah. But you go into the
Yeah, so
little
right
shop
now,
in Zelda, and they have the little options available. So yeah, I can see.
yeah, so right now, like the lowest price for an Aavegotchi is around 700 Ghost, which I mean, 700
Wow.
goes to USD is about $1,200.
Okay.
And when you buy an Aavegotchi, you really want to look for the rarity score to be over 500. And rarity score is just kind of calculated by its traits, and there's like six different traits, and so it's kind of on a curve. Like the lower it is, it's rare. If it's really high, it's rare too. And it's kind of if it's in the middle of the curve, then it's probably like a common trait. So even if you have something that's really low, it's still rare. If you have something that's really high, it's rare. But if it's kind of in the middle, it's not really that rare. It's a lot more
So
common.
does rarity that affects directly the value of the token, right?
So it affects the value
Or of the
of the
character, yeah, of
NFT,
the
the
NFT.
character, indirectly, because everyone just kind of prices it how they want. Because I can put up my Aavegotchi for $1 million, but doesn't mean anyone's going to pay that price for it.
Hmm.
So it's kind of like a little market inside of this. Everyone just kind of makes their own price.
Okay.
I believe so. You get Aavegotchis from portals, and they're kind of like Pokemon packs or Yu-Gi-Oh card packs. You They did an auction for these, and I think they were like 100 ghosts what they initially released.
Okay.
And there's 10,000 portals, and so when you get a portal, you can either open it or leave it unopened.
Okay.
And
So,
if you open,
a real quick question: is there a capped amount of portals, period, that are allowed?
yeah. So right now, this was the first haunt, which is kind of like the first season or the first release, and it was Haunt One, and so they released 10,000 portals, and that's it.
Okay.
It's kind of like CryptoPunks. There's only 10,000
Yep.
CryptoPunks, and so when you get one of these portals, you can either open it or leave it unopened. But whenever you do open it, you get to pick from, I think it's 10 Aavegotchis.
Okay.
So kind of like a booster pack of trading cards. You get like 10 cards or 9 cards or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But with these portals, you can only pick one of these to summon. And so like sometimes you get good cards, sometimes you don't get any good ones. Like, and then you can sell them later on. If there's none that you like and you don't want to summon them, you can sell your opened pack, or you can sell it if it's closed.
So, what happens when you pick one? What happens to all the other nine?
They die and they're
Okay.
sacrificed.
And I see some of them are
They're,
themed. Like there's a die themed one, there's a chain link themed one, and yeah, they kind of go along some different tokens. Is that just for decoration or only, or are they tied to some specific other chains?
So that's a good question. So they're each backed by A tokens on Aave.
Okay.
So like you see this one, it says 25 ATUSD.
Yep.
So this Aavegotchi is backed by 25 TUSD on Aave. So it's actually accruing interest on Aave. So it's an NFT and it's also like a interest bearing token from Aave, which
Wow.
is pretty cool.
That's insane. So yes, it's
And
directly
to
tied to an Aave vault that's earning interest, and so whenever if you happen to trade it, you're trading that entire vault on Aave.
Yep, that's
That's
right.
that's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And like, I don't see any other projects doing anything like this. I think uh, this project's partnership with Aave is like uh, pretty cool to see. And like, they also have some plans coming up where they want you to be able to use, I think, an Aavegotchi as like a collateral to get a loan or use your ghost tokens
Yeah, yeah.
to get interest on them. So there's a lot of interesting things that are coming up with their partnership.
Yeah, I've been hearing
Um,
that a lot lately on podcasts. People saying that NFTs. It's really hard to determine the value of the NFTs because there's not a lot of liquid market for it. But people are using them, like the crypto punks, for instance. How do you determine that value? You can mainly its value is a store of value as a collateral for any type of loans you want to take out. Would you say that's kind of the case with Aavegotchis here as well?
yeah, I don't know if you heard about Pleaser DAO, but they got a loan from the Iron Bank, which is Cream Finance and Urine Finance. So they I think it might have been a couple of punks and like the Beeple collection or something like that, and they were able to take out a loan from Iron Bank using that as collateral.
Wow.
So
And for those of you who
yeah,
don't know, the
it's pretty
Beeple
interesting.
collection, that Beeple NFT sold for $69 million at Christie's auction. And so that's what these NFTs are doing right now in the marketplace is that people are buying and selling these for insane amounts to, it seems like, to you and me. But you know, people say, well, what is the intrinsic value in it? Well, what is the intrinsic value in anything? You can put intrinsic value in whatever you want as long as people believe in it. And that's kind of what's happening here too. These are based on the ERC 721 NFT standard, correct? All right.
Correct.
There are wearables on here that I've seen that you can add to them. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yeah, so the Aavegotchis themselves are ERC 721s, and then the wearables, I think it's ERC 1155 or 51, something like that. I'm not exactly
Oh, are they
sure.
1155? I thought they were 998, but
I'm not sure, to be
okay.
honest.
Yeah, I mean,
And this is all on chain because like the images are like very low file size and all that. We're able to put everything on chain, which is really cool too,
yeah.
because all the sprites, all the graphics and all that, it's all on chain.
Which is, for those who don't know, the more information you put on the Ethereum blockchain, the more expensive and bloated that transaction gets. So you have to keep it super skinny, which is, artistically, yes, it's amazing to have these 8-bit graphics, but there's also another motive for it in order to keep the bloat size really small on the chain, to keep the amount of information you put on the chain to a minimum, so you can keep the transactions somewhat affordable.
Yep. And so the wearables, they have different like rarity scores. There's there's common, uncommon, rare, legendary, mythical, and godlike. And each one increases your rarity score by a certain amount depending on how rare it is. So like something that's rare will give you like it'll like I said, sometimes you want to bring down some traits because they're so low and you want to get them lower. So like this one, it brings down your spookiness level by 2 and it increases your brain power by 1.
Okay.
And so each item kind of has different traits, and depending on what your Aavegotchi's traits are, you would want to look for items that would complement your traits that you already have.
Mm-hmm.
And so like some items are like, even though these are all rare, the prices can vary a lot. Like the cheapest one is 65, and the most expensive one is like, well, I mean, anyone can
Wow.
sell them for whatever they want, but
So that's
some
800 ghost or 800,000 ghost.
that's 800,000 ghosts. That's what someone's
That's
trying to sell it for. I'm pretty sure no one's going to buy it for that price.
that is insane. So, what is the advantage of having a more rare Aavegotchi? I mean, it affects price indirectly, as you said. What else does it give you? I mean, as far as
Yeah, so there's this thing called rarity farming. Let's see if I can show you. So every season or every haunt, they do rarity farming, and there's three things that you want to farm with. So you can either do just straight up rarity, which is your base rarity score, and then there's also what is it? Kingship scores and experience. So there's three different things that you can compete in, and depending on your rank and how long you have your Aavegotchi for, you get ghost rewards airdrop to you. And so let me show you my Aavegotchi. I just got mine yesterday. I have been farming ghosts from staking, and I finally got enough to buy one.
wow,
So let me just show you mine. I named them Foo.
that's cool. He's got the Urine Finance logo, so it's backed by the A Urine pool.
And so
Okay.
right here where it says Spirit Force, it shows you how much I have, like how much interest bearing A tokens I have.
Uh
And you
huh.
can add or remove to that. I can add more to it or remove some. But if you
Cool.
remove it all, you sacrifice your Aavegotchi and he's gone forever.
Oh no way, he's totally burned.
Yeah, so whenever you summon one, you need to deposit a certain amount to summon it.
Yeah.
And if it goes below that, then they're burnt, pretty much.
Wow.
And so to raise your kingship score, you have to pet your Aavegotchi. I think it's every 12 hours.
Oh
So for me,
wow.
it's been 12 hours now, so I can pet him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And he really likes that. And so
Okay.
that brings up their kingship score. I'm not sure if it does anything for experience, but yeah. And then this is their pocket, and this is all the items that they have equipped, and then kind of their badges and stuff like that.
Okay.
So all of these are like ERCs on top of the ERC 721. So it's
Yeah.
pretty interesting how it all works.
Yeah, I was reading up on it, and the ERC 998 is basically a nested ERC within the ERC 721 token. So the ERC 998 is a way to basically add features, and it's pretty incredible. You can stack them pretty high, and each Aavegotchi, takes different types of wearables, so they're not compatible with every single Aavegotchi. Um, and you can trade the entire bundle. And but I did also notice that if you put your Aavegotchi up on a wearable, you need to make sure that your Aavegotchi's locked with the wearables, because somebody could put it up there for sale for an amount, and then you try to buy it, and they rug pull you on all the items.
Yeah. When I bought my Aavegotchi, it said like there's a disclaimer and it said make sure that it's wearing one item, because the one I got has like this background as a wearable. And when I bought it, it said type the number of items you see here. And so I typed one because it would have that one background.
Yeah.
And I guess it's to protect people against that.
Oh, I see. Yeah, bot protection. Huh. That's really cool. So there's a whole economy. It kind of it makes finance fun for people. I always thought of finance and traditional finance as just these weird American psychotypes on Wall Street. So this kind of adds an amazing game theory to it, and that's one amazing thing that crypto is about. It pushes people to expand their horizons and their worlds outside of just computer programming, just finance, and all types of stuff, and gets people into game theory, philosophy, sociology, all types of stuff. So This is all,
Yeah, this is just the playing part. This is
yeah,
just the NFT Aavegotchi part of the token.
yeah,
So let's get into the Ghost token because the Ghost token isn't used for just buying Aavegotchis. It's used for buying items.
okay,
And then they have this thing called auctions, which are powered by Chainlink,
okay.
and they're using this thing called GBM. And so everybody wins with these auctions. There's no losers because when you get outbid, you get paid by the person who outbid you. You get 10% of their bid. So
Huh.
in a way, everybody wins. So when I had found this project, I joined their Discord, and like I think a day or two after that, they were doing one of these auctions, and I was like, oh well, I'm gonna do this and see what it's all about.
Yeah.
And so when they had these open auctions, they start them off at like one ghost per item or something like that.
Okay.
And if you know, like for example, um, like I showed you the items based on their rarity, like some are legendary, mythical. You
Yep.
can kind of guess that they're going to go up to like 500 ghosts, 300 ghosts, or whatever. You can kind of guess what their floor price is going to be based on the floor price of the rarity of the other items that are already released.
Okay.
Because these are all new items that are being released by the team. And so um, you put bids. I put bids on all of these items. Um, So the higher your bid is, the more ghost you're gonna get paid.
Huh.
So like this one claw, I had bid like 1,000 ghosts on or something, and so I got 17 ghosts when I got outbid. And so overall, after I spent like an hour or two just kind of bidding on all these items and then getting outbid,
Yeah.
I ended up winning two of them, which is fine. I think these were the only. No, wait. I won a couple of items, I think. It was two or three.
Yeah.
But anyway, my total payout was 257 ghosts, which was pretty nice.
Oh
That's
wow.
like in a couple of hours just by bidding on things and like
Yeah.
what my strategy was to increase the floor price of all the items. So
Mm-hmm.
try to find the ones that are cheapest and just kind of bid on those because I know I'll get outbid.
Yeah.
And so I made a decent amount of ghosts from that. And that was really cool. And they have another one of these auctions coming up. And so I'm going to be there like as soon as it starts. And I'm going to be bidding on all these items and try to make even more than I did last time.
Okay, and so basically farming ghosts like that, that's how you ended up buying your Aavegotchi?
No,
Oh.
this is just one of the things that you
It's
can
just
do
one
with
of
the
the methods.
ghost
Okay. I don't
token. There's a
you don't
lot
have to
of
give away all the tricks of your trade. I'm just saying.
yeah. I really like this project because there's so many different things you can do. Like it's there's a lot of utility to this token.
Yeah.
And so what I've been doing is staking my ghost, and they announced a couple of days after I joined the Discord. Let me see where it is. They announced that Dino Swap launch liquidity rewards are live, and I had never heard of Dino Swap, and I didn't know what this was. So I looked into it. I found their Medium, and I saw that they were backed by some pretty big VC funds like Hash, Defiance, uh, all of these. I think the one that was most interesting to me was where is it? Well, Defiance. I don't know if you know Arthur Zero X,
Yeah.
but all these VC funds, like I'm like, what are they doing on Polygon? What are they
Yeah.
doing here? And I was just really curious about this project, and so I saw they had a 1,073% APR on Ghost Ethereum, and so I staked a bunch of my Ghost in this pool, and I think it's you stake this on QuickSwap, and so you're getting quick
Mm-hmm.
rewards, and then you deposit it onto Aavegotchi, and so you're getting friends. And friends are used. It's kind of like they don't pay you directly in Ghost, but you kind of have the option to get paid in Ghost. So right now I'm making 20,000 friends a day from staking my Ghost. And so right now I have 10,000 friends balance.
Uh-huh.
And what you can do with these friends is you can go to, where is it? You can go to tickets, and so you can buy these raffle tickets, and you're entered into a raffle to win items. And they have this one called a drop ticket right now. And because they have Haunt 2 coming up, I think sometime this month, they're going to be releasing Haunt 2 portals. And with these drop tickets, you have a chance at winning another portal.
Huh.
And like I showed you, those portals are worth a lot, like
Yeah.
1,000, 2,000 ghost. So I've been buying a lot of these drop tickets. I have 31 right now, and my strategy was once I got to 30, I'm just gonna start selling them, and this is how you do that. So you just buy, like, I'm gonna buy one ticket right now, and then once you buy that, you can list it in the bazaar.
Yeah.
And you can set the price you want for it. So I'm gonna sell it for 14. That's kind of like the average going price. If you go on the marketplace, you can see what the lowest ask prices are, and you can kind of lowball it or try to meet it and to make sure that you sell yours.
Yeah.
So I'll sell it and get 14 ghosts from it.
There are so many ways you can gamify this and approach it, and by earning friends and ghost and yeah. You demonstrated one particular way. Now here's another completely different way to approach it. I think a really good thing too is all this is on Polygon and it's not on the Ethereum main chain, because this would be completely impossible on Ethereum main chain. Right?
Yeah, they started off on the Ethereum main chain, but like to do all the things that I did today, I probably would have spent like $50 on gas fees. So it's pretty cool that it's on Polygon. So yeah, now that I listed it, once it gets sold, I'll get 14 ghosts into my
nice
ghost wallet, and I can use that to buy items, or I can buy another Aavegotchi, or I can swap it for whatever I want. And so, or I can compound it. I can sell that ghost and deposit it back into the LP, so I get more rewards from that.
Nice.
So
we have a question here. Thanks, Max Life, for jumping on. He says, "Is breeding a part of this project? Do they breed Aavegotchi like the Axie Infinity stuff?"
No, unfortunately, they don't. And a lot of people have been criticizing them because it's really hard to play this game. Well, to play it, to get an Aavegotchi, like I showed you, it costs like $1,200 to buy one.
Yeah.
So they're hoping that with the Haunt 2, it'll be a lot more affordable for people to be able to play the games and stuff like that. But like, you don't need $1,000 to stake your ghost and earn friends to do like single-sided staking.
Okay.
You don't need a lot of money to do that, and you can earn ghost as you go along, and then you'll be able to afford an Aavegotchi just by like participating in all this. And so after staking my ghost in here, I'm earning friends, but not just that. I'm also earning Dino, which is this new coin that I was talking about. And Dino's been doing pretty good. They just launched, and we had a run up from like $2 to $4. And this whole time, like, I'm getting paid 1,000% APR on my ghost LP. And so it was pretty crazy waking up and like it felt like I was printing money. Like, it was ridiculous. And so my strategy for this project was I got my ghost. I got my Dino rewards. So let me show you how this works. So
I
this is the main.
APRs are huge on here, and I'm a little wary of super high, yield type of platforms. So how's this one different?
Yeah, so that's good to be wary about these things, because usually, like you saw with Iron Finance and all these things, like it's really easy to get rugged. But when I showed you this, when I showed you that it was backed by all these VCs, that's kind of what helped me feel safe and feel like I'm not going to get rugged when all these people are invested in this. And not just that. Oh, I think I just got a notification. I think I sold. Oh, never mind. But yeah, if I know I'm not going to get rugged because all these VCs are in there, and not just that, there's also some angel investors, which includes Sandeep, which is I think he's a co-founder of Polygon. So
Yeah.
like with everyone involved, I felt like my chances of getting rugged are pretty low.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I looked at it too. I felt a little more safer than some of this other, a lot of the food-based finance platforms that popped up last July, or the July before last.
Yeah. So right now they have almost $500 million total value locked, which is a
Wow,
pretty good amount.
that's
And
insane.
a lot of these is from like all these. What they're trying to do is trying to concentrate all the liquidity of all the Polygon projects or projects that are trying to go cross chain. And so they kind of bootstrap liquidity. Like Ghost, they had, like I told you, they were moving from Ethereum to Polygon,
Mm-hmm.
and so they want to bring all the liquidity over here.
Okay.
And so what they did is they gave rewards to everybody, and so like now they have like $20 million in liquidity or 18 million, and so that helps all these projects out when they're starting off on a new chain.
Yeah, so the high yields are basically kind of like you helping a brother out, and they're rewarding you for it because they're trying to get it all started on a new chain.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of different ways to earn with Dino. I've been mostly doing the fossil farms. On the fossil farms,
Uh huh.
you stake different projects LPs. So I've been staking mostly the Ghost Ethereum LP, and now it's down to 77, which is pretty low compared to the 1,000 I showed you at first.
Yeah.
But all the Dino that I got, I would add it to this Dino USD pool, and so I have like $1,200 just from rewards that I got from this LP. And so I would sell part of it for USD and then like add it to the LP and then stake it on here. And so I'm getting 500% APR on this, and then I'm getting uh, what is it? Yeah, 77 APR on my all my ghosts that I'm earning. So I'm earning friends and I'm earning Dino on here.
Wow.
And this is just from the fossil farm.
Uh huh.
And so every morning I wake up, I excavate my rewards, and then after that, you can go to like Paraswap or whatever DEX you want to use.
Yep. Switch to the Polygon chain. Okay.
And so every morning I like to just dump my Dino. Like I already have the 1,200 or so in the LP. So if the project runs up, I feel like I have decent exposure. It's kind of like my moon bag. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to go all in this project like most farms.
Yeah.
You kind of want to dump the token.
Mm-hmm.
So the 1,200 that I have on there is just my moon bag. I'll just leave it in there, and everything else that I'm getting, I'm just dumping it.
Nice.
And so usually I dump it for Ghost. So I just go on here, whatever I got today or this morning from my Dino farms, I just go in here, swap it, and there you go.
Nice.
And so that's just my way of bringing up my Ghost bag.
Yeah. Sounds like you've created yourself a nice little algorithm for farming some decent
So
cash.
this is the fossil farms, and they have extinction pools. And the thing about extinction pools is that whatever you stake on here is burned permanently. So if I deposit Dino onto any of these pools, I'm burning my Dino and I'm getting rewarded in whatever coin I want. So they have a lot of different pools on here. You can burn your Dino and get more Dino. And it's when they first released this, it was like 5,000% ROI, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So I kind of aped into this thing. I deposited 247 Dino that I had gotten from farming it,
Yeah.
and I just dumped it onto here because the APY was so ridiculous. And so this is separate from the first page that I showed you where I was earning some. So
Yep.
this is another part that I dump every morning. And I also joined there's like all of these projects. I did some research and they're all pretty interesting. Like they're all They're not like some scams or just random coins. They're all backed by VCs, and they're all pretty interesting. And so I deposit a little bit of Dino on here. That way I get paid in all these extra coins. So I'm kind of diversifying into all these different things.
And these are all on Polygon, right? And
so these are all like projects that want to go on Polygon, or they're trying to go cross chain, and yeah, it's a good way to get exposure to new projects or to find projects that you've never heard of. Like I had never heard of any of these, and I learned a little bit about about each one of them. So like this project's really good to get exposure to new projects, because if you have a new project and you get listed on here, you're gonna get a lot of new users. And from what I heard, like I'll show you later on, but like one of these projects I had never even heard about. I think it was DFIN, but because I earned some from the extinction pool, I joined their LP too. So like all of these projects are gaining a lot of exposure and liquidity from Dino Swap. So that's pretty cool.
That's rad. Max Life is saying, playing with house's money at some point. It says, look at him smiling, made some good crypto gains playing with dinosaurs and ghosts.
Yeah, it sounds pretty ridiculous when you talk. Like I was telling my girlfriend about it, and I'm like, yeah, so you deposit your ghost tokens into your Aavegotchis, and you earn Dino coins with it, and like it sounds like so childish, but like I'm over here printing money. Like I'm making a lot of passive income. Like this is awesome.
Yeah, and I gotta pet my Aavegotchi and build my
score.
Imagine explaining to Mario, my shipping manager, my real job.
Try to tell your financial advisor about this, like.
Yeah. So this is rad.
So these are.
Go ahead.
So these are the extinction pools, and they recently added Jurassic pools, and so there's no burn on these. You can stake and you can unstake them whenever you want, and they have 3 different projects on here. I think this is Saffron. I think this is new. I might try to get some of this, and they have Terra on here now, and I had deposited some on here, but the APR is only 177%. So I just put it into the fossil farms because I feel like the APR is the best there.
Okay.
And then they have tar pits, and you can lock your Dino for a certain amount of time, and based on how long you lock it up for, you get certain APRs.
Okay.
But the APRs on this are pretty low, to be honest, and I think I deposited like 1 Dino. Just to see if they would like airdrop me something for being one of the first in here. So you can lock it up for however much you want, and then it tells you what your APR will be. Okay. So I think that's better. I think that's better than what it was before, because before it was like 20 or 10% or something.
So that's a little more conservative approach, I guess, if you want to. I mean, as conservative as this gets, I guess. So there's one more project, Adamant. I noticed that's also on Polygon. It's amazing all this stuff happening on Polygon, because before talking to you, I only knew of QuickSwap. So it's so much stuff evolving. It's amazing. And I almost aped into Dino Swap last night, but I wanted to talk to you about it first, and I'm glad I did. So. Yeah,
I kind of aped into it without understanding it. You kind of ape first, and then you do your due diligence afterwards. With whenever projects are new like that.
I'm super good at that. Yeah.
But anyways, it's cool to see all these projects that are kind of native to Polygon. Like they kind of live here, and some of them are on Ethereum too, but the activity on there isn't as much. So it's cool to see Polygon kind of building their own ecosystem, because we already have like Balancer and Curve and Sushi Swap on Polygon. But I like seeing these projects that are native to Polygon and kind of seeing them. They're all kind of just building out the community for Polygon, and it's cool to see that there's these unique projects on here.
Yeah.
So Adamant Finance is another one, and this is pretty much like Yearn Finance. It's pretty much just a yield aggregator, and so they have all these different projects or different LPs, and you can deposit your LPs from Iron Finance, QuickSwap, Cometh. I don't know if you've heard about this one, but
No.
this is another gamified NFT project like
Okay.
Aavegotchi. Maybe we can do a video on that too. And then Key. I don't know if you've heard about this one, but it's like Maker on Polygon.
Uh-huh.
So you're pretty much making a stable coin from Matic, which is pretty cool.
This all confirms. I mean, I hate to say I told you so. Not particularly you, but just the audience. I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. Ethereum layer 1 is basically just going to be the settlement layer. That's going to be for the large corporations, the institutions, the whales, and everything like that. And all the DeFi stuff and all the little day-to-day transactions and everything like that is migrating to layer 2. And one of these layer 2s is Polygon. And as you can see here, the ecosystem is just thriving right now.
Yeah, I see Ethereum being the validating layer and just kind of being like the trust layer, and we're all going to be roll-up centric, and everything's going to be done on a roll-up. And I'm really excited for Arbitrum and Optimism and all that stuff, but like we can't really do much on there right now. Like we have Uniswap on Optimism, and like Arbitrum is still, I think they're going to let users use it this month. So I'm excited for that.
Yep.
I don't like Polygon because it's really just a side chain. It's not a real layer 2, but it's good to like practice and get used to using layer 2s. So that's why I've been using Polygon.
I was reading up on the differences between side chains and plasma chains last night, and so I'm going to do tomorrow's episode on the difference between side chains and plasma, because it's important to understand the difference when you're talking about layer 2 stuff like this. And as you said, Arbitrum is so new, it's still being born right now. It is a great place to practice, and I like the way that you put that.
Yeah, so on Adamant Finance, they have some pretty crazy APRs on here.
Yeah.
Back when I first found this, I remember whenever it's above a certain number, they have like exponential numbers, which is hilarious to see. Like an APR that's like 100,000 x to the 5th exponential or whatever. Like it's pretty hilarious to see. Like that's why when I was on Dino Swap and I tell you like, oh yeah, it's only 177 APR, which is still really good. Like that's really good, but you can make a lot more money on some other projects.
Yeah, you're comparing it to 6,781.87 APR.
Yeah, so another thing you can do, and this kind of incorporates Aavegotchi and Dino Swap on here, is you can deposit your LP onto Adamant. So like for example, I have $400 in a Dino USDC LP, and so I deposit it on here. And what Adamant does is they dump my Dino coins continuously, like they're constantly dumping, and they're adding that into the LP. So my LP is just growing and growing exponentially, like, and I don't have to do anything. They do everything for you, kind of like Yearn Finance and all those other yield aggregators.
Oh.
And so if you deposit your LP on here, so I'm growing my LP over time, but I'm also getting paid in Adamant coins or Adamant tokens. And this project's been doing pretty good. Like any other project that people farm, like it goes down a lot at first because people are just dumping these.
Yeah.
But this project has some pretty cool mechanics to it, which I'm going to show you right now. So whenever you get your Adamant tokens, you vest them, and I think they vest for like 3 months. So I'm going to go ahead and claim it and vest it. And so you can go on here to see your stake and vested ADDI. It's called ADDI. And so I currently have 1.38 ADDI that's vested. And if I want to leave my vest early, I want to withdraw it, I have to pay a penalty fee, and it's 50% of that. So if I were to exit, I would only get 0.69 ADDI. So that it makes it so people are more inclined to hold this long term.
Yeah.
It makes it so the dump is a lot more slow and gradual. So they have all these different mechanics on here. And so I can claim it and then dump it, or I can claim it and then lock it. And if you lock your Addy, you get performance and penalty fees. So everybody who's dumping their Adamant, you get a little percentage of that. And then you get paid in Matic. Yeah, so all freshly minted Addy is vested for 3 months. If you exit early, it's a 50% penalty, and you get fee sharing. So one downside of depositing your LP on here is that you pay Adamant like a performance fee, like for what they do, and so that money goes to Adamant token holders.
I mean, I don't know if that's really a downside. I mean, it's
well, if you're not holding Adamant, then it is kind of a downside. I think the performance fee is pretty high. It could be like 30% or something like that. So it is pretty high. So it does, like someone like me who's pretty active, and I'm gonna wake up every morning and before I go to bed and dump my coins and do it manually. I actually make more money doing it that way. And you can also kind of time it too, like for Dino Swap. If you're just farming and then you wait until here to like the top and then you sell, then your return is going to be a lot better than if you're just gradually selling. Like you're constantly dumping, you're kind of just like DCAing out of it. So you can kind of time when you want to dump if you do it manually. So there's some. Oh.
Yeah, I got you.
It says you lost your network connection.
No, I'm here.
Oh, there we go.
I'm pretty much way over time, so I'm gonna have to leave this one. But Max Life said a really cool thing. You need to start a foo token, right? So he says he can create a personal token and let me buy some of it. Basically, fractionalize what you're doing, and we can participate in what you're doing.
I've had a lot of friends tell me that, and I've been thinking about doing like a token set, and then just kind of like everyone can just deposit it onto there, and I would just kind of manage it.
Yeah,
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Hey man, I'd jump in it. But that being said, I kind of have to close this episode. I hear the natives are getting restless on the other side of my door, the kids and everything. So I got to go to a birthday party too and be that dad. Hey man. So yeah, thanks so much for coming on and explaining some of this. I have so much more I would love to be able to cover with you, and hopefully we can do something like this again soon if you're down. Anything else you want to add before we sign off?
No, that's about it. If you guys want to follow me and see what I'm up to, go follow me on Twitter. My handle is crypto_foo. I shitpost a lot of memes and stuff like that, but I do try to, I'm kind of like a researcher like you, and I just try to learn about different projects and stuff. So if you want to see what I'm doing, go follow me.
Yeah, and we made POAPs for today's episode, and he has 50 POAPs and I have 50 POAPs. So if I run out of POAPs, you can go hit him up and vice versa. So hit us up for POAPs if you've watched this, or if you watched the YouTube video. I'm getting ready to upload that. I'm going to upload it on YouTube, BitChute, Odyssey, and probably BitTube as well. And then later on, I'm going to upload it up on Theta too, so you can see it later after the fact. So yes, it is crypto_foo, FOO. So hopefully one day in the future, foo token. All right. Well, I will talk to you guys later, and thanks for jumping on, and thank you, Crypto Foo. All
Thanks,
right.
John.
Bye.
See ya.
That was amazing. One more good show under wraps. I give this audio and video a 5, and I give the show a 5.